Upgrading my movies. Only reason why I want to talk about this because upgrading movies and stuff is okay. Don't get me wrong. I think it's fine. I teach his own. But one thing I'm not upgrading to is I'm not upgrading my Dante's Peak to 4K whenever it comes available. I'm happy with this just being the way it is. Uh, you guys, look, I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I'm being honest anyway, but collecting physicals and being a movie collector, I really, really enjoyed this movie. My kids were very little when this movie came out. I was going through a lot back then. I was between jobs and I had relationships that was just going south, and I was, trying to pick up jobs and trying to keep up that child support. And this movie was out at that time. And I remember I was trying to find a place to stay, and I had to stay with this guy. He had an ad in the paper. Yeah, and it was in this town. The town I lived in was nice. I don't live in that town now. I live in the town like 10 miles away, 12 miles away. But anyway, he talked to me on phone, so I went over there and talked to him. He said I could rent this room. And I remember he was so clean, and he had a job in the I was just a grunt. He was one of those educational guys, but he just took a liking to me. But I remember I used to come home to his clean place because he just wanted a roommate to help him pay that rent. And that house was so clean. I'll never forget that house being clean. Man, me and that dude hit it off. But I remember I used to come home and watch this every time I come home between those jobs. And I remember having Dante's Peak on, DVD. And when I noticed I don't have Dante's Peak in my collection. I think I got rid of it by accident, I think. I don't know how I ended up getting rid of Dante's Peak on DVD, but I got it on Blu-ray, and I really love this movie. So no, when it becomes, I know a lot of the physical collectors out there that you guys see all the YouTube channels, they're just was disappointed that the 4K was, not going to be made because I guess there's something wrong. I guess they got to figure out why it's supposed to come out and then it's not coming out now because there's some kind of rights. I don't know what's going on, but whoever was supposed to put this on 4K decided to put it on hold. So I have the Blu-ray, and I have no reasons to. I enjoy this movie, guys. I really do, and I know this is gonna look good on this. If it looked good on my DVD back in the day, now I know it's gonna look good on this. This is not even open yet. This is not even open. So I'm not double dipping, man. I'm just not double dipping. I'm just not. Now my son, him and his buddies came down, spent the weekend. They told me about this movie, and it's called The Crazies. Now you could probably sit there and say, "Yeah, but it's a double feature." Okay, so what's your point? The double feature has another movie that I like. It's called Let Me In. Now, Let Me In is I think it's a American horror film. I think it's a vampire movie. And I don't know if it's Let Me In or Let the Right One In, but one of those, I had told you guys about a vampire movie, all my favorite vampire movies. And reason why I got this, because I think this is Let Me In. And I think this is a vampire movie. And I got a double, and that's a good double, because you got The Crazies and you got Let Me In. What is this video all about? Well, it's all about the fact that I like to collect, you guys, but I'm just not that type of collector, I'm not that type of collection. I'm perfectly okay with Dante's Peak, and I'm perfectly okay with having The Crazies. Yes, I've seen that new crazy 4K steelbook, and if I didn't have The Crazies, then I would drop $35-$40 for The Crazies 4K, because I really enjoy that. My middle, I got 5 kids. One of my boys came down, spent the night, and he had 2 of his buddies with him. And they kept telling me about The Crazies. But that's the night I turned them on to Uncharted. And they played Uncharted. They was like, dang, this is a good game. I went to bed, and them three boys took turns sleeping and they beat that Uncharted game. I'll never forget. I woke up and said, y'all beat that game? They was almost done. I was like, wow. They said, yeah, I just woke up, man. And when he woke up, I give him the control. I was like, wow, it was so funny. They were so young back then, man. They was, man. They're all in their 30s now. But anyway, they were like in their just early 20s. Yeah, it's so funny when you watch people change. They're not quite that way no more. They're still young, but they're still not. They're getting more mature. But this is fine. This is fine, me. And this is one of those movies I definitely will watch all the time. I mean, I'll pop it in and I will watch it. And the Crazies, I thought the Crazies, when they told me about the Crazies and I watched it, I was so intrigued, with the Crazies, that I found out that it was a remake. I guess George Romero must have made one a long time ago. I forgot what year it came out. So I decided to watch it. It wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. I don't own it, but it wasn't bad. And the only reason why I don't own it because my son and his buddies turned me on this. Oh, Dad, you got to watch it. He said, and he says, yeah, man. They were like 21, 22. Said, man, he's really good, man. It's a state, at that time I was like in my mid-40s, I think. Mid-40s, early 50s or something. And I said, really? They said, yeah. So I went out and checked it out and bought it. But I think I got it on DVD. So I always wanted it on Blu-ray. Look, you guys, at the end of the day, folks, ladies and gentlemen, whoever watches this channel, there's nothing wrong with your Blu-rays. And in the defense of DVD, so I watched Monster Hunter. I told y'all that I like to go to the store at 6 o'clock in the morning because I really don't like being around a bunch of people. It's okay. I went to the store today and there was a lot of people in there. I was like, oh, but it was fine. But anyway, Monster Hunter, now I got a brand new OLED TV. And I mean, I sunk some change in it, okay? Anybody tells you that you need to get a 4K or whatever just so you can get the quality of the OLED, no, you don't, because I watched this. I watched this on my brand new OLED. This thing is less than 2 months old, okay? And it looked flipping fantastic on DVD. And when I bought my OLED system, I got a surround sound system combo because it took me a while. It took a while to get this. And it finally dropped to the price I thought was very nice. The price that they dropped it to because they need to get the new models out. And then it came with I said, an OLED TV, this many inches with a surround sound system. I already got a surround sound system, but I actually wanted the sound bar and I wanted the subwoofer because I already got a killer surround sound. So it happened to pop and they had dropped the price and I got it. I watched this last week and DVD, don't let anyone tell you that DVD don't look that good on the OLED. Well, regular DVD, they'll say a DVD doesn't show the real good quality picture and it don't have the HDR and Dolby Atmos sound and stuff. Probably true. But man, this movie, it put my surround sound, it put my sound bar and my subwoofer to work. And the picture looked phenomenal. So at the end of the day, there ain't nothing wrong with the DVDs at all. So no, a guy at work was like, because he told me about it. I said, man, I finally finished that Monster Hunter. He said, you like it? I said, it's a great movie, man. I said, like I told you, Ryan. Well, Ryan already owned it because Ryan had a birthday this week. Ryan turns 43. So I'm 66. Ryan turns 40. He turned 43 on Saturday. My daughter's birthday on Wednesday. She turns 34. So birthday in May. But I'm 66. So I told Ryan, I said, yeah, Ryan. I said, yeah, man. He said, I told you. I said, yeah, but Ryan, I told you that I was interested in Monster Hunter before you go off talking about you told me. I said, I already thought that it might be good. I was going to go to the theater and go watch it, but I decided not to. But I told you, I like to go to Walmart. This is what I told Ryan in the shop. So, I like to go to Walmart. I like to go there at 6 o'clock in the morning. That way I don't have to run a bunch of people. I said, the only type of people in there, they kind of just like me. They just want to get their stuff. They got their little list. They say good morning. They just mind their own business. Not that during the crowd they don't do that, but it's just too many people. And I said, man, I had my grocery chart and I always go buy the movie. And there was Monster Hunter for freaking $10 DVD. And I was like, all right. I said, I picked it up. So I said, yeah, Ryan, I agree. I said, I've had this in my collection for almost 8 months. I just opened this up last week. I said, but yeah, Ryan, it's a good movie. He goes, this is what Ryan says. Oh, you probably want to get it on 4K now. I said, nope, I ain't getting it in 4K. He goes, you not? He said, you just got that new set. You know, he said, you got a 4K TV and all that. He goes, no, I got a new setup. I didn't tell him. And I said, yeah, I got my old 4K TV in the room. That thing's got a heck of a picture. I'm giving that to my daughter. But I just wanted the OLED. And I wanted a few more inches bigger. And I'm glad I went this inch because, man, if I'd have got an 80 inch, it just been just a little bit too much for an apartment. But anyway. If anybody tells you that these DVDs don't look good on the OLED, I don't think people do. But I get what they are saying. I get that if I got this on 4K, it would probably make this look bad. But, man, I played this last week, man, and it put the picture quality look good because it's an OLED TV. I'm quite sure whatever it does, it upscales this thing. And then I didn't even play my big surround sound system because I got this with a surround sound system combo. So it's got a sound bar and subwoofer, man. That subwoofer was going to work with this movie. So I told Ryan, I said, nah, man. I said, I'm cool, man. I said, I'm cool, man. I said, because I ain't gonna lie, man. I said, I'm ready for a Monster Hunter part. I'm ready for a sequel. I said, I'm ready for them to make another one. I said, that's how much I said, I'm surprised. I said, but I had a funny feeling that it was good. But anyway, in closing, no 4K here. Happy with the Blu-ray. No 4K here with the crazies. And then there was a vampire movie that I did say that I like, and I think this is it. Let Me In, or The Right One In. One of them. I think this is the vampire movie, Let Me In. And I remember liking it. And I remember when I wanted the crazies, I wanted to order it, but it had the crazies with a double feature, and it said Let Me In. I said, oh, I love that movie. So I got that. So no, there's no 4K upscaling. I'm not getting 4K for this. I'm not getting the Steelbook. If I did not have it in my house, physically, own it, I would get a 4K. Same way with Dante's Peak. And if I went to the theater and seen this, because I didn't think it was going to be that good, even though I like Amelia Jokovic, everything she makes ain't always that good. But, you know, this was good. Now, if I went to the theater and seen this, I'd have bought it 4K. I bought this blind. And I'm glad I bought this blind because it's real good. But anyway, in closing, there is no 4K for the crazies because I got it. And I got this new OLED TV, and I'm telling you, man, I know the picture on both these are going to look flipping fantastic. And I had the DVD of this, and I know this Blu-ray probably even looks better. And yes, I know when they do the 4K, it's probably going to look like this and probably look like that, and the explosion of the volcano and all that. But I'm not doing it. I'm just not that type of collector anymore. I just ain't. I collect my movies. I really enjoy my movies. It's nice when I get in the mood one time, you know, because with my life being the way it is, and y'all's like, you know, the average person can't sit down and just watch TV. The average person can't sit down and just play a video game. You guys, most of y'all out there got a job, except for those people that's just what they do. Because they built their channel and they got successful at it, and that's all they do all day. But I have a job, and I work out, and I take walks, and I do various other things. I got to keep this apartment clean. I do laundry. Got to take out the trash. Got to clean the litter. It's just all kind of stuff you got to do. And I just can't just sit and not take care of my responsibilities and, you know, watch a movie. So, you know, I have to sometimes I just sit down and watch something too. But that is the convenience of having your physical library of movies that you like. I downsized movies because there's just movies I just said, I don't know why I bought it, because I think what I was doing was following these YouTube channels, and I was like, oh, that movie looks good. Oh, that movie looks good. And I started buying. You know, I haven't bought a movie in a while. I really haven't. The next movie I'll probably buy will be Until Dawn. That movie sucks, but I just want it in my collection because I like horror movies. And I have to say, I know that movie's not that good, but I like the movie for some reason. You see what I mean? I like the movie for some reason. So I have that Halloween season where I just, you know, you got that autumn feel and the leaves are changing. And you just want to, takes me back to childhood when me and my sister used to go trick-or-treating. Trick-or-treat sucks anymore today, man. It's just not the same. It's terrible how so much has changed. But anyway, back in my day, trick or treat was a big thing. Halloween was on Halloween. But, you know, I'll have all my spooky horror slash, you know, and Until Dawn will be in that. Would be that's my next. Until Dawn, I'm gonna buy that either Blu-ray or 4K. I'm gonna buy Sinners either Blu-ray or 4K. So anyway, y'all, no 4K here at all. No 4K of the Crazies. Yeah, no 4K of the Crazies or Dante's Peak. I have them, and I'm perfectly happy with my DVDs. So y'all have a great week up and coming. Again, happy Mother's Day to all you moms out there. And God bless, and we'll catch you next video. Be nice to people, and I guess that's it for now.